Welcome back to another installment of the 94 podcast. I'm Brooke Edel, joined again with my co-host, Jim Bushy. Woo! It's November 1st. I mean, we survived Halloween. We survived October. We got Game 7 coming up in the World Series. We got another game for the Minnesota Vikings looking to right the ship with J.J. McCarthy back at the helm this week against the Detroit Lions. His return back to Michigan. You got a lot of crazy stories. You got on the I-59 in Mississippi, you got loose monkeys running around, and so many questions that I have. And we got story time with Jim in regards to the Dairyland Diaries. A lot to jump into. We won't waste any time. We'll start with one of these just random stories. The monkeys. Let's start with that because that's just so bizarre. We'll talk football real quick too, and then we'll also share Jim's antidotes. Okay, so the monkey escape in Mississippi gives a glimpse into the secretive world of animal research. The recent escape, and this is Dateline ABC News, the recent escape of several research monkeys after the truck carrying them overturned on a Mississippi interstate is the latest glimpse into the secretive world of animal research. As we mentioned, the recent escape of these several research monkeys after the truck carrying them overturned on a Mississippi interstate I-59 is the latest look at these three monkeys have remained on the loose since the crash on Tuesday. So this was last Tuesday in a rural area along Interstate 59, spilling wooden crates labeled live monkeys. Okay, I feel like this is a Halloween movie, like already.
Yep.
Into the tall grass near the highway. Since then, researchers in masks, so like they literally have to be in masks because some of these monkeys have COVID and different other diseases like herpes, hepatitis C. It's just wild. And while they're looking for these primates in the woods, they're missing 5 of the 21 Rhesus macacus monkeys on board were killed during the crash. That's what they uncovered, according to local sheriff, but it was unclear how that happened. See, that's the biggest question. It's like, this is like some Final Destination kind of setup, Jim. It's like, we haven't even heard about the driver. Because these monkeys are not driving themselves. These monkeys don't have like their own Uber, or their own truck drivers. Who the hell was behind the wheel?
I don't know, man. I just pulled the story here. It says the driver was president from Mississippi. Final Destination. I have War of the Worlds, or one of those like apocalypse feelings that like they released the virus into area through these monkeys. It's like we're about to go back to like being locked down and everything. Like, is this the end of the world? Apocalypse? Has it finally come? The heck?
Right. Honestly, this feels like it's just like, yeah, this is patient zero. Like whoever gets the first contact with these monkeys is just like it's gonna be like 28 days later, 28 weeks later. Just 28 months later, like, okay, what's about to happen? But it was Tulane University, that's where these monkeys were coming from, in New Orleans, had acknowledged that the monkeys had been housed at its National Biomedical Research Center in Covington, Louisiana. It said it does not own them and won't identify who does. What? So like, okay, so like this is some like Professor X mutant type kind of deal. So the questions surrounding the Mississippi crash and the mystery of why the animals were traveling through the South are remarkable. It's highly unusual and deeply troubling. I would say so. For all this to basically just like it comes into the news cycle, and now we're talking about it, Jim. That is just insane in regards to like the 13 recovered animals remain in possession of their owner, are en route to their original destination. So the crash has drawn a range of reactions from conspiracy theories that suggest a government plot to sicken people to serious responses from people who oppose experimenting on animals. How incredibly sad and wrong. I mean, this is just coming from like politicians in D.C. That was Republican U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene said of the crash, and I've never met a taxpayer that wants their hard-earned dollars paying for animal abuse, nor who supports it. The Georgia Congresswoman said in a post on the social platform X, "This needs to end." I mean, those are some strong words. And Tulane's Covington Center receives $35 million annually in National Institutes of Health support, and its partners include nearly 500 investigators, more than 155 institutions globally. The school said in an October 9 news release, the center had been funded by NIH since 1964, and the federal grants are a significant source of income for the institution. It is said in July, some of the research center's 350 employees held a ribbon-cutting ceremony to mark the opening of the new 10,000 square foot office building and a new laboratory at the facility. All right, that's awesome. But could you at least contain the monkeys? The Mississippi crash is one of those three major monkeys escape in the U.S. over the past 4 years. Because I remember talking about this as maybe last year. I think it was right around the same time. It was like in the fall. We heard about it was in South Carolina that time, but this was in Mississippi. But Jim, I want your thoughts on this. I mean, I've been kind of going on and on about the story here.
I mean, it's crazy to find out. Like, I can see both sides, but like that is just failed, like completely wild through everything, and it's just nuts to see. I understand where both sides are coming from. I understand. It's just. So I want to know, how'd you roll over? Like, you know what you're driving. Why are you? Is like a speed factor? Did like an animal pop? And like, there's a lot of questions. And this does conspiracy theory, like 100%. See, you're definitely going to see a rise in conspiracy theories from this.
Exactly, Jim. Like, there's so many like you've literally opened up a can of worms here, or a can of monkeys, whatever you want to like kind of state this as, because this is not the first time this has happened. The Mississippi crash is one of the last three major monkey escapes in the U.S. over the past 4 years. The past 4 years, Jim. Last November, 43 Rhesus macaques, so like the same species of monkeys, escaped from a South Carolina. Remember, I said South Carolina last year, compound that breeds them in medical research after an enclosure wasn't fully locked. Okay, who is on lock duty? Who is not securing these monkeys? Because I feel, yeah, it's just like, okay, like there's just, the story gets darker and darker. I feel like it's just like there's more and more to it. And so employees from the Alpha Genesis facility in Yamas, South Carolina, set up traps to capture them. However, some spent 2 months that winter living in the woods and weathering in a rare snowstorm. By late January, the last 4 escapees were recaptured after being lured into captivity by peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Okay, so we can't always recapture them with peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's not going to work every single time. So I'm just trying to figure out. It's just like, all right, this is just going to be like a continuous thing. We're just going to always have these Rhesus macaques just randomly escape. And then was there? I know that it's been like almost like a week now, because the crash happened on Tuesday. We're sitting here at the beginning of November, so we're coming up on 5 days since the crash, and everything, or basically just pandemonium just being unleashed. What's going to happen to this driver? Does this driver get some kind of like criminal charges of just animal endangerment? What's going on?
I would think so. Like animal endangerment, especially if he was knowing what he was driving, that could be recklessly endangering too. It's going to be crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's going to be a story that we're going to keep an eye on. But yeah, Centers for the Disease Control and Prevention said, all of the animals were accounted for in that last case. So we'll see. We'll definitely stay tuned on this one. We'll put that monkey to bed of a subject. But yeah, we got Game 7. I don't know if you watched any bit of that World Series, or have you been
No, I
watching?
haven't.
You haven't been.
I have.
You have, okay, okay. What a series! I mean, we sit at 3-3, U.S. versus Canada. We got the Dodgers and Blue Jays. They're gonna settle it in Canada, in Toronto. Toronto has home field advantage, so we're gonna figure out in this Game 7 who's gonna take the World Series home. Like, is it gonna be Shohei Ohtani or Vladimir Guerrero Jr.? What a story it's been for both franchises. And I know Toronto, a lot of people didn't expect them to get this far, but here they are, a game away from winning their first World Series, I think from the mid 90s, maybe like 95. So yeah, coming up on the 30-year anniversary, and they're being led by a Canadian, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Obviously, his father, Vladimir Guerrero, played in Montreal, and Vladdy Jr. was born in Canada. So that's kind of cool. And then LA is being led by a Japanese-born star in Shohei Ohtani. It's just a cool story for baseball and just being on that global map. And this is a true sense of a World Series. We're actually in Canada for the World Series. So anybody who wants to give flack for the MLB, they are playing a World's game.
All right. I think I think I saw this on Facebook. This is the first time that the MLB season has opened up outside of America, of America, and will end not in America.
Right, because it started in Japan.
In Japan,
it was Dodgers
and then it will
and
end in
Cubs.
Canada.
Yep, and it will end in Canada with the same Dodgers and the Blue Jays. It'll end in Canada. That's a fun fact right there. That's a cool trivia question right there. I'm just I'm just rooting for really good baseball. I mean, my team got knocked out in
I'm rooting for Toronto.
the divisional.
For Toronto.
Toronto? Okay.
I mean, my team lost in a wild card, but the Yankees are not in it. I'm tired of hearing the powerhouse Dodgers. Give me a new team. Give me Toronto. Give me Toronto in 10 innings. I'm gonna walk it off with a Vladimir Guerrero home run.
Okay. I mean, that would be a scene.
That would 100% be a scene.
That would be a scene. Oh wow, like that. Yeah, that would be pandemonium in regards to you're gonna have the Blue Jays fans. You're gonna have just the whole city, the whole country. Forget the city. The whole country is gonna be on fire because they haven't had anything to really puff their chests out about. And this would give them all of that in one game, in one night. I still feel that exactly. I feel like it's anybody's game, but I think the Blue Jays do have some of the momentum, and I feel like the Blue Jays do a really good job of just bouncing back after those losses. Because I know they got to LA and then they lost that crazy Game 3 that went 18 innings.
I went to bed.
I went to bed too. I was not watching the rest of that. No.
See, here's the problem. Back in 2013, when that happened, of course, I stayed up all innings they were because my team was in it.
Right.
But I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to bed. I was upset because I actually went to a hockey game last night.
Okay.
Here in Green Bay.
Nice.
And
how was that?
And I heard fun. I'll send you a video of a scuffle that happened.
Very cool.
I missed the beginning of it. Oh my goodness! We'll go do that story next.
Okay.
But I got home and I heard that there was a big at the end of the game where it was won the game in the ninth from we could have tied the game, turned into a game-ending double play.
Oh,
I heard it was bad. I heard it was about bad base running.
Bad base running. Yep, and that's been kind of like a theme in this series. There's been some bad base running by the Blue Jays that have cost them runs, and then that was going back to Game 3. Both Bichette got caught in between first and second, not knowing exactly where he needed to be, and then that just induced a double play, and then that cost the Blue Jays potentially a run and then eventually the game because that game went to extras.
It feels like it feels like the whole series they've been having bad base running mistakes that's costing them games. Toronto.
Right. And those unforced errors in those key moments, that could be the difference in being able to host the World Series trophy and have a parade in your city and have, basically history call you champions, or you are going home second place. Like that's that's how close it can be. It can come down to, because the Dodgers pitchers, I don't know who's going. I would assume that you try to throw. You're throwing everybody out there. It's Game 7. There's no tomorrow for Dave Roberts.
Yeah, there's no tomorrow. I will say this: if we go back series when the Dodgers played the Brewers,
yes,
Brewers, I had no clue what the hell they were doing. They were starting a reliever, then going to a starter. Just start the starter. Like, I think that's one of the reasons why the Brewers got swept in 4. They started their management made no sense, and then coming to this series, the World Series, makes sense. But someone was questioning, like, base running strategy. I understand you need to be aggressive, but I think it was 3. I know we're tied. Oh, we have a pushing and shoving match in the Texas Vanderbilt game. I literally have it on my screen right over here.
Okay. We got Texas Vanderbilt. They're I think Vanderbilt's number 9. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. You're cooking.
Sorry. Yeah, I got distracted.
Yeah.
This is why I need like a thing right in front of me so I can't get distracted.
Okay.
Base running was just okay. Why are you running? Like, we're tied. The game's tied. I understand you want to get.
Sure, you want to be aggressive. You want to go get the runs. Right.
But you can't be too aggressive in this situation because there's a game tomorrow. Yeah. Like, if it was game 6 and you're down, yeah, you got to go for it.
Right.
Like,
if like Toronto was down 3-2, they're at home, I get it. You want to be aggressive. You want to get the crowd involved. I get that. But you're up 3-2. You just need to secure this game. You need to be able to avoid any kind of extra opportunity you can give the Dodgers to get out of a jam. And that's what they afforded them, is a key to Game 7.
Yeah.
That was intense, though. Like, just even watching the highlights, you're just like, I don't know what's going to happen. And the ground rule double, quickly, he just throws up his hands. He's just like, hey, look, let's stop everybody. Because if you try to go down underneath that mat and you try to rip that ball out, all hell breaks loose. Because Toronto, they're scoring both runs, right? And we might be, we might be talking about the Blue Jays as champs, right?
Yeah. I just want Toronto to win. I don't want the Dodgers. I'm tired of hearing how the Dodgers are. I'm tired of hearing how about their pay situation, how they're able to forward everyone. I want Toronto to win so badly.
Well, you get to see Shohei Ohtani. He'll be the Game 7 starter for the LA Dodgers against Max Scherzer. Wow. So two Hall of Famers. I mean, you can't get any better than that. Right.
Now, did you see the clip? And this clip is old, but when Scherzer and Clayshaw first came to the league,
yes,
it was Randy Johnson versus another Hall of Famer. I forget who. But they were scratched, and those two were pitching. And the play-by-play guy was just like, look at these two young guys.
Was it Randy Johnson and Greg Maddux getting scratched?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was just like, no one knew at the time how good these players would become. I think I played that clip again. I forget the last time Scherzer pitched. And I saw him, like, imagine having the hindsight back then of what you were watching.
Exactly. The beginning of two illustrious careers in baseball. Like, two pitchers that were going to be the face of the generation in regards to the last, 15 plus years. Yep. But, hey, we get to see a new champion potentially tonight. Toronto, the ball is in your court. You got home field advantage. You're at Rogers Center. You got all your fans behind you. Dodgers, again, no one is expecting you guys to fight back after you guys were down 3-2. Again, now you got to a Game 7. Now anything can happen. Game 7's anybody's, right? And that's the cool thing about baseball too, Jim. And then, we could shift into your story here, because I know we're kind of running low on time here. But that's the thing about baseball. It could either be a Hall of Famer that makes the headlines, or it could be a player in his first ever postseason that becomes a World Series hero. I'm excited to see who is going to be champions and who's going to be the hero tonight. And someone's going to make history. I'm all about it. Baseball, it's so fast, like the season. Like I remember it was right after, I think it was, I believe, wasn't it, it was the day after, I think it was like St. Patrick's Day when the baseball season started. St. Patrick's Day, I think it was right around there. It was like in March. So we got to wait until March, and we got to wait for pitchers and catchers to report in February. But before all that, we get to see some champagne flowing in the Fall Classic. What a way to wrap up the baseball season. Here in the 94 podcast.
Way to end it.
Yeah, all the best plays end it, and it's always that iconic call, when a team wins the World Series. So it'll be cool to see who's going to be part of that magical moment for either the Blue Jays or the Dodgers.
That's so nice. And Savage, the rookie pitcher. Now, did you see his history in the league, or his history since starting professional baseball? Where he started this year?
Oh, no. You're talking about Yamamoto?
No, I'm talking about the Blue Jays pitcher, Yash.
Oh, Yash. Oh, yeah. Yash Savage? Yeah.
Yash Savage, yes.
Yeah.
So he started this in a span of 6 months. He started in low A, and now he's pitching in the World Series.
Oh, yeah. He was in low A. You're right. Yeah.
Low A, high A, double, triple, MLB, ALCS, ALDS series.
World Series, right?
Amazing.
That's a true, that's a Hollywood script right there. You're just going from single 100%. A ball, double A ball, triple A ball, then you get your call to the show, and then you make it with the major league team. Toronto gets into the playoffs. They win. You win the division series against the Yankees. And then you go on to the championship series, and then that was a Game 7 with the Seattle Mariners, and then now you're going up against the defending champs in the LA Dodgers in the World Series with a chance to win it all today. That's goosebumps right there. That's goosebumps. And Yasavage was unstoppable in that Game 4. They needed kind of performance to kind of dust off their boots and just realize, hey, this is anybody's series. You don't win a series after just going up 2-1.
No, you don't.
You got to win 4.
Yeah, you got to win 4. It has turned from a best of 7 to a best of 3. Now it's a best of 1.
Best of 1.
And that best of 1, it's the best name in sports. Game 7. Best phrase ever.
Game 7.
Game 7.
Yes. All right. I know we got to talk football. We got Vikings, Lions. I mean,
must-win games.
Must-win games.
Must-win games.
Right.
Must-win.
Must-win games. Kevin O'Connell, not too. It just hasn't been looking good on that offensive side. A lot of people are questioning these 7-step drops. The offensive line is not getting the push. The running game is not where it needs to be. The Vikings sit at 3-4. Lions second place in the NFC North at 5-2. This is the first of 2 matchups. This was the Vikings will be on the road. They'll be at Ford Field. This will be the second matchup will be on Christmas Day at US Bank Stadium. But Vikings are dogs in this game, 5.5 points. And right now they have the total right now for the entire scoring at 48.5. I don't know if it might be a little bit more because this defense hasn't been able to stop anybody. So I'm not 100% on if the Vikings can keep the Lions' weapons contained, because they haven't been able to do that in the past 5 games. They're on a 5-game losing streak against the Detroit Lions.
It's not good when you say 5-game losing streak, and if you look at last year, we're bottom of the barrel. Bears are these here on out must-win games to at least sniff a wild card spot. And honestly, right, the NFC North is yet again another division. It's not like a walkthrough. It's not like not like the AFC South. And I know we always give the AFC South jokes. We always make fun of them, but you have the Saints. We have the Panthers. And the Panthers are good. But
Panthers are trying to they're trying to turn the corner.
Trying to make something.
Right. They're trying to make something.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Rico Dowdle. Yeah.
I'm still high on Bryce Young.
Bryce Young still, he's developing. He's developing, right.
He's developing. He's better than the past 2 years. I'd like to see that.
He's paired with a good coach, Dan Canales. Right.
Yeah. But, like, you look at the NFC North, and, like, my goodness. If Vikings could turn it around, this division could send 3 teams.
That's a possibility.
Could.
That is definitely a possibility. That happened last year. There was 3 teams that were able to qualify. Obviously, all 3 teams lost.
Obviously,
in the first round. But again, you can still. I mean, the NFC North does have that pedigree of being able to send 3 teams into the playoffs. And right now, Vikings coming off almost like a mini bye, like a 10-day rest. They got clobbered out in LA, 37-10. You could talk about the field goals, and also the interception that was taken away. There's some controversial calls, but again, you got outplayed. Justin Herbert was able to do exactly what he wanted to do on offense. Beyond Redmond on the defensive line, I didn't really see anything that was too exciting to report on the defensive side. I mean, Jonathan Grenard coming back for Detroit, that's going to be a big plus because he kind of left partway through the last game. The Lions on the other side, they're coming off a bye week, a true bye week where they won their last game out against Tampa Bay on Monday night. Last time that they lost was against the Kansas City Chiefs, but they've been looking really good. I mean, they're scoring 38, 34, 37, and 24 in their last 4 victories. I mean, they lost to Kansas City, but then they scored 17. So that should tell you something right there, Jim. If you can keep this team underneath 20 points, I know it's a tall task because you got Jahmyr Gibbs, you got David Montgomery, you got Amon St. Brown, you even have Laporta. They have weapons. They have Jameson Williams. I mean, I know that they haven't really. Jameson Williams, when you think about him, he's kind of like that red Corvette. I got the Purple Rain shirt on. Little red Corvette that you have in the garage. You're not always going to bring out the Corvette. But they have so many weapons that they have studs like Jameson Williams where they use them when the opportunity is available. And notice something about Jared Goff this week. He gets rid of the ball very quickly. And that is something that hasn't been the case with the Vikings offense. They've been holding onto the ball with long developing plays. That's one thing that we got to see with J.J. McCarthy is he able to speed up the game? Because the game needs to speed up because he can't be taking sacks, and we got to get the ball to our playmakers too. Yeah,
but that's also the offensive line. They have to give him more time. Like literally, they'll give him like a second or like 1.5 seconds, and then the guy's on him. They're not holding up, and that's another problem. It's always been an O-line problem we've had there in Minnesota. it's they have good offensive linemen. And I think once we get, I understand. Like last year, like okay, that was a veteran who's played in the league, who played on teams that didn't have help. He knew how to play with it. We have a rookie who hasn't had the chance to be pressured on everything.
You got Aiden Hutchinson on the other side for Detroit, who's coming into the game with 6 sacks. You don't want him to leave the game with double-digit sacks. I mean, like we can't give up basically like a all-pro kind of game from Aiden Hutchinson if you have any chance in this game. Again, the offensive line definitely needs to get better. I think that comes with also just trust in the quarterback, that the quarterback is going to make the right play and not take sacks unnecessarily. That's been an issue with some young quarterbacks. We saw that with Caleb Williams last year, where he was just taking unforced sacks where the offensive line did their job, but the quarterback held onto the ball way too long. Like you need to at least have an idea, like, hey, this might be a 3-second, 4-second kind of deal where I got to get the ball out. I got to make the quick read. You know, that's what I'm talking about, like speeding up the game. Like I want him to I want him to like hurry up, but like I don't want him to panic, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
another thing. Like he seems too panicked in there.
Panicked,
like,
right?
Are you okay, buddy?
Right, exactly. It's like, are you gonna survive? Is this something that you think you could do? Like, come on. Like I feel like with what they have with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, and I know Jordan Addison has been in some rumors about potentially maybe trading or moving him before the end of the year. I feel like you gotta set the tone early. If you're Minnesota, you gotta score a touchdown. I feel like kicking a field goal is not going to do anything to really rattle any kind of confidence from the Detroit Lions. But if you go up 14-0, I think Detroit might be looking across the sideline. All right, they might have something. They might have something in this game. So I feel like that's a challenge that I have for the Vikings, is at least put up 14 points in the first half. At least you got to get more than 6 points in the first half if you want a chance. But again, that's if the Vikings are en route for an upset, which again, we've seen this team play really well in a Kevin O'Connell led offense. And especially in week 1, we saw what J.J. McCarthy can do once he gets that confidence in his team. Let's see if he's able to lead the team. I mean, right now the Vikings sit at 3-4. You got Justin Jefferson saying, "Hey, we got to fix things real fast," and no better time to do it than a division rival, the Detroit Lions. So we'll leave it at that. I don't know if you wanted to add any other stories. I know you said that you were at a game last night while watching the World, or like keeping up with the World Series and all the other activities.
Yeah. I mean, hell, I went to a junior hockey game here in Green Bay. You know, best part is uncles were working. He got the tickets, just on the phone.
Nice.
Got in there. I know friends. So I meet friends. Got a wristband. If you ever come back to Green Bay and they play, I'll take you with me. We'll go to a game.
Roll out the red carpet. I love it. Get the wristband. Awesome. Like I'm definitely about it.
We get a free water, soda, beer, corn. Enjoy a game. My goodness, that game was rough. A lot of back and forth. The guy got in front of me, cross-checked into the goal, and then a scrum broke out. And then later on in the game, a massive hit in the far corner. Massive hit, just comes down, lays the guy out.
Right, just a thunderstruck.
Loses his bucket, and then has to skate back to the bench all dazed and confused. It was.
So he lost his bucket. So his helmet. Oh, gotcha. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lost his bucket or helmet. I got.
Yeah, I got you. No, I followed you. Yeah. Okay, so he's rocked. He's rocked. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Fortunately, the home team lost. They lost in overtime, but it was a great game.
It was a great game, though. Okay, so like entertainment value was there for sure.
100%.
Okay. No, that'd be definitely something cool to check out. Like I'm always down to check out a game, and the atmosphere, I'm sure, is like on 100. Like great fan involvement, and I'm sure it's just like a great time out. And I'm sure you got prime experience in regards to some of these players. I mean, like some of these players are actually fighting for NHL spots.
They're fighting to get like notice, fighting to go to college, fighting for all that stuff. So,
Okay.
but some of them have been drafted or have their rights signed to a team.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's all that stuff.
Gotcha. Because I know that when I was in St. Cloud, they had I think they were called like the Granite City Lumberjacks. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they had some great like players that I know that like they were again on that stage trying to get noticed, get on a scout's like radar to either get a scholarship or get introduced to an NHL organization where they could be at least on that track to get into the majors, right?
Well, for the Lumberjacks, so growing up in hockey, like, so this was a junior team. So there's tiers. There's tier 1, 2, 3, and the privilege to work with tiers 3 and 2.
Okay.
And tier 2, it's like you're going D1, but you can go like D2 or D3. Tier 3 is like your tier trying to get noticed by people above you. You're trying to get noticed to go to like tier 3. Tier 1 is like these are D1. These people have committed to one school, or their rights are already signed to go play for a professional team. Like those are like best players between the ages of 14 to 20.
Okay, gotcha. So like that's the age range, 14 to 20. They're kind of getting groomed for the professional leagues, right?
Technically, it's 16 to 20.
16 to 20. Okay.
But if you are a superstar, you can get underage, or you get double undered. So if you are 14 and playing this league, you are special.
Right, exactly. You are special. You're going to get those opportunities to get into those leagues and actually just be able to put your talent on display, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just games that we were at recently. I'll just share real quick. I was at the Timberwolves Lakers game earlier this week.
That.
Dude, oh my God, what a cool atmosphere in the Target Center. I know that Anthony Edwards didn't play, LeBron didn't play, Luka Doncic didn't play, but guess what? It was $8. It was $8. It was too good of a deal to pass up to get to a game. I had fun. Like I got to see the Wolves fight back. Like I think they were down. I think it was about like 15. I think it was like about like 15 points. They were down like 91-106, and they were able to I think it was. No, excuse me. I think it was like another score. I think it was like might have been 96-81. And then they got back into the game. They got it down to, I think, the last like 10 seconds where they were up by a point. It was 105-104. And then it was the retro look court layout where they got the trees. And Austin Reeves hits the dagger at the end. And I mean, there was even a moment in the game where like a fan at Target Center was like, "Who's even 12?" And like Anthony Edwards responds, "That's what I'm saying." Like, it's crazy when you like even the players that are actually on the court, like on the bench, don't even know who's cooking the Timberwolves. And shout out to the Lakers. I mean, they were able to hold serve even after the Wolves come back, and then the crowd was just going crazy. And the Wolves couldn't close the deal with Austin Reeves hitting the buzzer beater. The one thing that I'll tell you though that I was kind of just let down by the Wolves is just you got to have a little bit more fight with the last like shot on the line. They gave him a clean look. He hits the floater, and then the Lakers go and celebrate. But fun game regardless. Definitely would recommend to get out to more Wolves games. They're only going to get better, and obviously when their best player is not sidelined, they're going to be just in an even more exciting watch. But fun time at just basketball, and it's cool to have like the sports equinox here. We got football, we got basketball, we got hockey. and we got baseball. I know baseball's wrapping up, but this is it, man. This is going to be the last day that we get all 4 of these sports until next year.
I know it's sad, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. That's true. That's true. I I know that there's just like a bunch of wild stories out there. I know that you said that you've had some adventures out there. We can.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you have a story and we can wrap with it. Yeah, because we got maybe about 8 minutes here.
Nah, I mean, if I go through a story, it's going to be a long one. And yeah.
Okay.
We'll take so longer.
Okay, gotcha. We'll keep the viewers until next time. Until next time, we gotta stay tuned for Jim's stories. Until next time, here on the 94.
Okay.
Yeah. Until next time, here on the 94 podcast. We'll see you at the TOP, and we're out. Peace.
Yeah.
Peace.